Hello and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to utilize the virtual classroom interface as a student. The first thing you need to do is to log in as a student into your student portal account, which I've already done. This is my student portal dashboard. From the student portal dashboard, you then have to navigate to the virtual classroom or the e-class space. In some earlier videos, I showed you the different routes or different ways through which you can navigate to the e-class space. So to navigate to the e-class space, I'll just have to use this balloon here, the e-class. And then from here, I have to select a particular subject. So let's choose English language in this case. And then here we are inside of the English language class space. Remember what I said? The virtual classroom is subdivided into individual spaces for individual subjects. So the space where we are is the space for English language for GSS 1. That's where we are now. So looking at the e-class space here, you realize there are different tabs at the top here, and we landed in the content tab. If we recently, let's say, used the live class tab, when we log in back, the system may bring us back to the live class tab. So whichever tab you're on, you can switch to any other tab simply by clicking or tapping on that tab. So in this case, I'll switch back to the content tab. In the content tab, let's then proceed to understand what we can find within the content tab. Within the content tab, you're going to find learning resources that have been uploaded and made available to you by your teacher. You're also going to find exercises, which could come in form of classwork or assignment, test, or quiz. If you take a look at our screen here, we have the classwork here, we have a learning resource, we also have an assignment, and maybe two more learning resources. As day goes by, you'll find out that as your teacher keeps uploading more content, the content on this content tab may continue to grow based on how many weeks of academic activities your school has had. Okay, so in this case, we are going to firstly take a look at the learning resources. What is obtainable within a learning resource? Inside the learning resource, it's simply a collection of resources that your teacher wants you to read or go through or study. It could be direct texts, it could be video, it could be embedded documents like a PDF, Microsoft Word document, Excel spreadsheet, or even PowerPoint slides. Okay, so in this case, let's take a look at this particular learning resource here called Part of Speech. To open any of the items here, you do that by simply tapping or clicking on it. So I'm going to click on this. And when this opens, you can see that what the teacher uploaded here is a video. The teacher added a video which we are supposed to watch. So to watch the video, you'll find the play icon here. You click on the play icon and the video should start playing. Okay, so to close any learning resource, you either scroll back to the top and click this back arrow, or you scroll to the bottom. If you're close to the bottom already of the page, you click on this back arrow, or if you want to navigate to the next item in that list, you simply click next. If you want to move back to the previous item in the main content tab, you click previous. So in this case, I'm going to click back to close. Let's take a look at one more learning resource to see if we can find other kinds of resources in there. So I open this composition 2, and then here you can see that this particular learning resource comprises of texts. So this is a direct text. And then below we can see that a document is embedded by the teacher. You can see this is a Word document that's been embedded by the teacher. And in this case, we don't even need to, first of all, download the document before we can read it. We don't need to download it before we can read what is in it. So right here in the e-class space, the document has opened directly, and then we can start reading the documents directly from here. So to read this document in a full screen mode, you can click this full screen icon here, and you can see it goes into full screen, and then we can concentrate on just the document and go ahead and read. To exit the full screen mode, we'll click on this exit full screen, and we're back into the e-class space. Okay, So assuming we want to print this and maybe have an offline copy of it, which we want to read later, there is a print icon at the top right here. Simply click on it and then proceed to send it to your printer or print to PDF, whichever option you want. So I'm going to click back to close this particular resource. Then let's take a look at exercises, which earlier I said comprises of classworks, assignments, and their likes. So we're going to explain the different categories or modes of exercises we have. The portal provides 3 different modes of exercises. We have the CBT, which is an abbreviation of computer-based test. We have the electronic submission, and then we have the physical or paper-based submission. I'll explain how each and every one of them works. The CBT, let's start with that. The CBT is a structured format of a test or exam where you have to go through each question one after the other and answer them. As you answer the first question, you go over to the next and answer, you go over to the next and next till you're done with all the questions before you then go ahead to submit. We are going to see that in a bit. Then the electronic submission. The electronic submission is the type of exercise where you see all the questions once and then you see an input space or a text editor where you can then provide all your answers. It is not as structured as the CBT. Okay, so let's take a look at this first one, this parts of speech, this classwork for parts of speech. When we click on it, you see the mode of this particular classwork you can see is computer based. Let's go back to the other exercise. This particular one here, when we click on it, you see that the mode is electronic submission. Okay, then we're going to go ahead to take the exercise and then see how each and every one of them works. So to take part in a CBT or a computer-based exercise, if it has been opened already, then you will find this button that you can click to go to the classwork or the exercise or the test. However, if it hasn't been opened yet by your teacher, then you will see the entry here, but you cannot go into the exercise yet until your teacher opens it up for you. So how do you know it's open? Look at the status here, it's open. Therefore, it means that the students can go ahead and take part in this classwork. Okay, so to take part in this classwork, I'm going to click on this, go to classwork, and then he is going to load this instruction page. I'm going to click next. I'm now going to click start. And when we click start, we allow the page to load, and then it comes up with this notification, and then I click continue, and then we can see the CBT exercise. Here we have 25 questions, and then we should start reading. So number one, which part of speech is used to show relationship between noun and other words in the sentence? So you have to find it. So you have to quickly answer your questions. So sorry, because of time, I'm not reading the questions. Actually, I'm not trying to answer the correct questions, but I just want to show you all that we need to do to take this exam or take part in this exercise and submit. So when you look at the first 5 questions we answered, they were all multiple choice questions. Some call it objective questions. So in those questions, we have options to choose from, option A to B to C to D and all that. So in this question here, question number 6, this is a fill in the blank question or a subjective question. So here you are required to input your own answer in the text box, in the box here. So here we are going to input our answer here, and then you click next. This is also another subjective question. You also input your answer. So I'm no longer reading, and this is another multiple choice question. So I'll just have to keep answering, but make sure in your own to continue reading, you must read and answer the questions correctly. Okay, So there is this other type of question called the theory question or the open-ended question. In a theory question, you're going to see the question and then a bigger box where you have to answer the question, and also an upload button that allows you to actually upload a file as your answer to the question. You can upload a file from your device. You can open your camera to snap your answers, which you may have written on a book. You can also upload a video if that's the format of answer you have. Okay, so when you're done, you can actually use the buttons, the question numbers, to navigate back to any question at all. So for any question I am supposed to answer, but I don't know the answer yet, and then I want to get back to it later, I can always click this revisit later. But in this case, it's not showing because I already earlier answered that question. So normally when I click revisit later, it's going to mark that number yellow. It's going to be yellow in color until, so that when I'm done, I can see some yellow marked ones, and then I can go back to them to think deeper about them and then answer the questions. And then when we are done, you can see that all the answered questions now become blue in color. So when we are done, we can then go ahead to click this submit. But there is one more thing I want to show is when you're on this page and then you feel like the page is very tiny, you can actually zoom in the page by clicking this accessibility button here. Then you can choose a zoom percentage, or you can use the plus and minus buttons to zoom in and out respectively. So I'm going to leave it at 100% because it's okay this way for me. So when you're done, you can go ahead and submit. But still, before we submit, I want us to take a look at the left hand side here to see what we can see here. So here you're going to see your name, your image, your photo and your name and your class and your registration number. Then here you're going to see the timer. At the top you're going to see the duration. This test is supposed to last for 30 minutes, and then you're seeing the timer here. You can see we already spent 5 minutes already. We have 25 minutes left, and it keeps going this way till it runs down to, it counts down to 0. And when it counts down to 0 and we are not done answering our questions, the exam is going to automatically submit itself. Okay, so you're not in a hurry to submit. You can always take your time, but keep an eye on your time that is left here and ensure you get done before the time elapses. Otherwise, it's going to automatically submit for you. But this is for a timed exercise. For a non-timed exercise, you actually are not limited to a particular number of minutes or even number of hours. You can continue taking that exercise till you are done. Whenever you are done, you can then submit. At the top right here, we have what we call the calculator buttons. We have the normal calculator or the basic calculator here. So if I need, let's say 12 times 7 equals 84. So you can see you have a basic calculator here. If you also need a science calculator or a scientific calculator, you can click on this other calculator here. And then we can say sine 30 is 0.5. So if you need any calculation, to do any calculation, you can use these two calculators at the top here to quickly do your calculation and then arrive at your answer. So I'm going to close the calculator by clicking on this button here. So I want to believe we've captured almost everything in this exam screen or CBT screen. And then when we are done, when you're done with everything and you're sure you want to submit, you go ahead and click this submit and then go ahead to confirm the submission and then allow the submission to go through. You can see that the submission is successful, and then we're good. We're back to here, so we can click back to go back to our dashboard. So that's basically how to take part in a CBT exercise, and that's going to be the same process when you're taking part in a CBT exam. So now let's navigate back to our virtual classroom. I'm going to come down here and click on this again. Click on English language. Okay, and then you can see this exercise here, this classwork changes to turned in. Before now it was either not started or saved as draft. It's showing turned in now because I've submitted. I've made my submission. Then let's take a look at the other kind of exercise, which is electronic submission. We're going to come down here and then click on this, And then you can see that the mode is electronic submission. So from here, I'm going to come down here and click on this work/submit. When I click on that, it's then going to open this, and then from here I'm going to see the questions at the top, and then down here I can see where I should start answering the questions. I earlier answered a couple of questions here, so I'll just have to continue. So for the number 2, I can provide the answers, and then I continue answering the questions till I'm done with all the questions. And then also, in addition to answering our questions in the answer box, we can also upload files. We can upload PDF, Word documents, presentation slides, and even Excel spreadsheets as part of our answers. Or we can even write our answers on a paper and then click add or upload, and then click add picture from camera. And this is going to open the camera of our device. If we're on a mobile phone, then we can point the camera to the book where we've written the answers, and then snap and then upload. Okay, so let's try uploading an already existing document from the device. So I'm going to click on this upload file, and when you click on it, you hold on a bit before it triggers the file upload, and then you can see that I'm going to find any kind of file and then select it, and then allow the file to upload. So while the file is uploading, you can see that I already earlier uploaded one. So you can see I have 2 files uploaded now. If you want to preview any of your uploads, you can click on this view button here. And when you click on it, a file viewer will come out or will draw out from the right corner of your screen. The file viewer may take some time to load up the file. It's depending on the memory size of the file, so just have to give it some moment, and you can see that the file is loaded. We can read what is in the file here, and then if it's too tiny, we can actually resize this file viewer. We can use this icon here to resize. You can see it got larger and even larger than that, and then we can also use the zoom buttons here. You can see it's now more legible. So if we want to return to the smaller version, we can continue clicking on this resize button, and then it will go back. Once we are done, we can click this, and then it goes off completely. And if we are done, we can go ahead to submit or save as draft. When you save as draft, it's going to save but not yet submitted to your teacher for your teacher to grade. So it's only going to submit to your teacher when you click on submit now and proceed to submit. But remember, once you've submitted, you can't edit your answers anymore. So if you feel you are done with everything, then you can go ahead and submit. If you feel you're not done yet, but you want to, come back to work on it later again, you can save as draft. So in this case, I just want to submit. So I'm going to click on this submit now, and then click yes, go on to confirm the submission. And then you can see that the submission is successful. And when we refresh the page, you can see that this other assignment is now showing turned in, meaning I've submitted. So the 2 of my assignments are turned in and turned in. So I'll have to wait for my teacher to do the grading, especially for the electronic submission. For the CBT, I may not be able to see the scores here because that particular CBT was not configured to show me the scores or to show me the corrections. If it were to be configured to show me my scores or to show my corrections, I will be able to see a button here to show my score, to see my score or see my answer script. So with this, we've seen how to take part in the 2 categories of or 2 modes of assignments or 2 modes of exercises, namely the CBT exercise and the electronic submission exercise. Okay,